Okay, so I kind of wanted to do a little update to show kind of how my surgery is going and why it might not be a good idea to do this surgery, the biceps tendinosis, and the rotator cuff decompression if you have Ehlers Danlos, because your ligaments stretch the wrong way and things go cattywampus, and my scoliosis is definitely throwing a new loop for things than we expected. So basically, okay, so here I am sitting straight. This shoulder now sits really high. No matter how much I try, like I try to relax it, no matter what, it does not. You can fully see the collarbone like up here versus this one is a normal collarbone. You can really see it when I pull both forward. So this is, I'm not hiking. All I'm doing is pushing forward. So when I push forward, you see this one is like all the way up here. This one's lower in a normal position. This one's more tucked back. This one is like jutted out now. I noticed by fidgeting around, because I was like, oh, what if I'm just like overcompensating? So I was originally kind of like trying to like lower that to make my shoulders match. And then I was experiencing such horrible rib and spine pain, like all the way from my mid down to my hips. And I was like, what the fuck? And I realized, oh, I'm like contorting. That's why. So no, my shoulder really is just up that high now. That's not supposed to happen. That is not a typical result of this surgery. I noticed that my arms, so this is like when I go to obviously like spread my arms out. Do you see how this arm is like in a totally different position? Now what I found out is that if I rotate this arm backwards, wait, hold on. First set it down and then rotate it so it tracks right. Doesn't that look more normal? My arm is normal here, so you can't see my hands, but my hand is like this, and this hand is like this. That's how I'm making it look more asymmetrical. So my entire shoulder is fucked up. I have constant pain in it, and it's like weird. It's not the pain that I was like addressing before. The pain that I was addressing before the surgery is ironically gone. The surgery did its job. Now I have a whole slew of other pains. I have the whole outside of my delt has this ring of pain around it that I've never had before, probably because it's lifting in a way that it shouldn't. I have this constant feel of pressure in the joint as if it's being pulled out. This arm is now longer than the other. So like when I leave it hiked like this, like normal, so my spine is normal, my fingers match. But when I like contort it so that my like shoulders are, I'm like totally going in like a curve here, but to get my shoulders straight, these fingers are like, the whole arm is pulled out longer. The whole arm is longer. I have this whole tension of pain from about the mid of my neck all the way down, and it takes up this, like, it's not just one spot, it's like this whole shoulder feels all of this strain. I'm 4 weeks out. The recovery time is 4 to 6 weeks on this surgery, but PT for longer. I have my follow-up appointment on the 7th. We'll see what my surgeon says, but so far, I totally would take back doing this surgery. I would have just lived in the pain that I had a normal shoulder that could do normal things, just certain limitations on like certain angles and certain activities that I could do. I'd had to restrain, but overall I still had strength. It seems like that one muscle, so the long head of the biceps, it joins all the way up into the shoulder. That one muscle was holding everything in place. For a normal person, this is not the normal outcome. But with EDs, with everything, with the forces and the stretch of everything in my tissues compared to a normal person's, I shouldn't have done this surgery. It sucks.